Good morning. I am so glad you're here. If you're watching live, welcome, and please let me know that you're watching live. And if you're watching the replay or watching this on YouTube, I'm just so thankful that you are doing that. I so appreciate those of you who comment, let me know that you're here. I just love that. I'm StampinDeDe, and today is Stampin Thursday, and we are going to make this awesome Funfold card today. I learned to do this on a team meeting that we had this past month, and I just fell in love with it, and I've been making them ever since. So you can get complete details, photos, all the information that you need on my blog, StampinDeDespot.blogspot.com. Everything will be there, and I will post it. I will make it live as soon as this video is over, because I want to add the video link to the post. So go look for that. These are the instructions, or the measurements that you need to make this card. And I thought if you want to do a template, then you could do that along with us. Let me show you. I do a template for every Funfold card that I like, that I find that I like. This is the template that I made for this one. And my instructions are all right here on the back. All of the cutting instructions, everything, are right here on the back. And so when I want to do this card, I just pull this out, and I've got my template ready to go. And I just use some old Christmas paper that I knew I probably wouldn't use again. And that's how I do my templates. So I have one of these for every Funfold card that I have made. All right, so we're going to get started with this Funfold. You will need a piece of cardstock, 5.5 by 8.5. You will need another piece of cardstock that is 3.5 by 4 3/4. And lastly, 2 3/4 by 4. So you will need 3 pieces of cardstock. I'm going to move this away and set that there. Move this over here so you can see it. Then you're going to need designer series paper. And as you can see on this one, I used 3 different papers. I just think that's so fun to use 3 different papers. I made this that night on our team meeting, or Zoom, and then I used it for my husband's Valentine card. I just thought it was so perfect. So, it's already been used, but that's okay. I asked him if I could borrow it again for this video. All right, so I'm going to set that right there. So we've got our 3 pieces of cardstock, and then the designer series paper that we're going to work with today. You need a 4 by 5 1/4 piece. You need a 3 1/4 by 4 1/2 piece. And you need a 2 1/2 by 3 3/4 piece. And as you can see, these are going to mat onto your pieces of cardstock. This will mat onto this one. This one will mat onto this one. And then this will be your base piece. All right, if you want to do something on the front, then it needs to fit onto this piece of designer series paper. This is the front of your card. And if you want to do it for the inside, then it needs to, let me see what that measurement is. Well, that's not my, here we go. So for the inside, it needs to be no bigger than 2 3/4 by 2. And I'll show you why that in a minute. Well, I can show you on this. So that it's hidden under this piece of cardstock. So this is about that size, and it hides under this. Until you open it up, you don't see it. All right? All right. So if you want to make a template with me, these are the things that you need. All right, let me move this aside because we're going to bring in the trimmer and we're going to do our scoring. And there's quite a bit of scoring on this. And you need to score on the 16th. And with Stampin' Up, let me get something to mark. With Stampin' Up, these little marks right here, with our trimmer, these are your 16th. These are your 16th inch marks, 1/16. So, this is off of here. This is then 1/8. This is 1/4, 1/2, 3/4. But then each one of these is 1/16. So that's what we're going to be using for this card. We're going to score it at 1 1/16. So it's going to be right to this first little mark right there. 1 1/16. And we're going to score it. Then we're going to go to 2 1/8, which is, it's just an additional 16th. And then 3 3/16. So 1, 2, 3/16 right there. And then lastly, 4 1/4. And that's your normal score line for a card this size. So now we've got our scoring done. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our card and turn it this way. Your score lines will be up at the top. And we're going to put it on the 4 1/4 fold. Well, wait, first we're going to put it at the 4-inch mark. So we're going to move our paper over to the 4-inch mark. And we're going to cut from the first score line. So this is your first score line. We're going to cut from the first score line. So you want to get that little mark on your cutter right lined up with the first score line. Your paper is on the 4-inch mark, and we're going to cut up. All right? Then we're going to cut, we're going to put it at 4 3/4. So I'm going to move this over to 4 3/4, and we're going to cut from the third score line up. So 1, 2, 3. From this score line, I'm going to center that right on that score line and cut up. So the 4-inch mark, you're going to cut from the first score line up. And then from the 4 3/4 inch mark here, you're going to cut from the 1 2/3 score line up. Our trimmer makes that really easy. So you need to, whatever you're working with, that's what you need to do. Now, we're through with this. I'm going to get my snips. Now, this is your 4 3/4, 4 1/4, or 4 3, your 4 1/4 inch fold. This is your normal card fold. So from this fold up to this cut, I'm going to make a tab. I'm going to just tab it up right to that cut. There we go. So from your 4 1/4 inch fold up to that next score line, you're just going to snip it because you've already made your cut down to it. You're going to snip it off. Then from the second score line up to this cut, from this score line, 1, 2, second score line, up to this cut, we're going to snip it at a diagonal. We're just going to go right up to it and snip it off. And there we have our card front, our card design. So now you want it folded this way. Okay? Your stair step needs to be at the front of your card. So I'm going to fold it and score it. I'm going to fold it back and score it. Fold it or burnish it, not score it. Fold it again and burnish it really good. And then one more time and burnish it. All right. So this is our card base. I'll throw these two away. And now we're going to add our pieces in. So the first thing I'm going to do is add the 5 1/2 or the 4 by 5 1/4 piece, and I'm going to center it right here. So let me get my tape runner. Get this. Now, both sides of this paper is so pretty. It's from the Delightfully Eclectic paper pack. And by the way, that is, today's the last day. This paper pack is a celebration item, which is just incredible because it's a $30 pack of paper. All right. And I'm going to center it. Right there. Then I can go ahead and mat these two. I'm going to get this one on the mat. Centered, and put this one on the mat, centered. That's our front. Now we're ready to add these to our card base. So let me know if you're doing this with me, and I'll make sure that you're caught up with me. And I'd love to know if you're watching. So just say hi. Tell me where you're from. Tell me if you like Funfold cards. I love them. I love them. And I love to give them because they're unique. And I think people enjoy getting something like that. All right, we're going to go ahead and we're going to put the next size piece onto our card base. And we're going to put it right here. We're going to tuck it in right in that little curve right there. So we're going to put our adhesive on this. So I'm going to put a good amount of adhesive right down there. And I don't want it overlapping, which I did a little bit right there. We'll get that off with an eraser later. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to tuck it into the fold, and I'm going to line it up at the bottom. I want to make sure it's lined up, it's even with the bottom. And once I've got it tucked into that fold and even at the bottom, then we're good to go. So we've got that one on. And then we're going to use this piece and we're going to put it right on the front, and we're going to line it up right with the bottom and the edge here. We're going to line it up. We're going to make sure it's lined up here and here. So for this one, we're going to have to put our adhesive right here. Now, if you want to use liquid adhesive, that gives you a little bit more flexibility. So now I'm going to line it up at the bottom and on the edge here. Make sure it's lined up. I think it is. And give it a press. So now we have our 3 Designer Series paper pieces. Now, these cards don't stay down. They just don't stay down flat. I think I got maybe a little bit, that little bit of adhesive right there was keeping it from opening up. So I'm going to grab an eraser and take care of that right now. It was right there. Because you don't want your cards sticking together. Okay, I think we got it. Yeah. Now, sometimes those things happen. There we go. Now, what I decided to use for this card is this adorable set called Sweet and Precious. And I haven't used it enough. I love this set. I love animals and wildlife, and I love this set. So it has the giraffe and the sloth and the penguin and the babies. Bring on the cuddles. Bring on the cuddles. Also, I'm always here for you, appreciating all you do, and I believe in you. So this is the stamp set that I'm using, and I've already stamped it. I used my color and contour, my contour die, and stamped the penguin with a little bit of the leaves to put right here on the front. Now, I can use dimensionals on the front. So, and I already did my sentiment. Bring on the cuddles. So I think I'm going to do that there. Bring on the cuddles. And I have a piece of the jute twine that I'm probably going to put right down here. Maybe even up here. I think I'm going to put it up here. All right, so let's put dimensionals on this. Oh, all right. And I meant to get another sheet of the larger dimensionals out of my cabinet, and I didn't. So I'm going to put that one there, that one there, that one there, and then I'm going to have to use an edge for the last one. That way I don't have to take time to go grab another one. All right. Get these off. That one had already come off almost. And if I'm going to put my bow at the top, I'm going to move this down a little bit then toward the bottom. Okay, got that on. My Bring on the Cuddles. I'll just use a line of dimensionals. It's one of the edges. And put it right there. Okay. And it is going to go right up here. Now, I don't want it to go past this edge, but it can go past this other edge if it needs to. Bring on the Cuddles. I'm going to get a glue dot. Put my twine. Right here. And I've even got, I pulled out, so this is the rainbow adhesive back dots, and this is the tinsel gems. This one has Lost Lagoon, which is what this cardstock is. This has the bubble bath, which is what this is. And I think I need the Lost Lagoon. So, I think I'm going to put one here, and maybe one right here. So here we go. Lost Lagoon. I'm going to put one right up here. About right there. And one right here. And one. I think it's too much. I think I'm going to put it right down here. Just kind of frame it. All right. Now I've also used my contour die and cut a piece for the inside, and I went ahead and stamped it. I'm always here for you, and this is going to leave me space to write a note on here. So let me get my adhesive on it. And I want it to be behind this, but I also want it a little bit centered. So I'm going to try that. That will work. That'll work right there. So make sure it's even. Got it? There we go. Bring on the Cuddles. I'm always here for you. And if you want to write more note, you can write it on the inside here, or you can write it on the back, wherever you want to put it. All right. Isn't that cute? Such a cute card. Such a cute card. I hope you made a template. Here are your sizes again. And like I said, on my blog, you'll have a picture of the template. You'll have steps to make it with photos. So go on there and give it a try. Hi, Kay. I know, we both love the Funfold cards, don't we? We do. I love making these. All right, I do have another sample, I think. Yeah, I made one more. Of course, you saw this one. You saw that one as a sample. And then I made this using the 2325 in color card pack. And then this is from the Masterfully Minded because it has the same colors in it. So, and I used the Paper Florist dies to do my flowers and to do this one in here, and left space for the note on the inside. So there's that one too, a birthday. All right, so these are the fun folds that we did today. Well, this is the one we did today. I'm sorry, I have been sick for about a week and a half now. Well, I've had this cough, and I am going back to the doctor again today. I can't seem to get rid of the cough and the congestion. So bear with me on that. I apologize for the cough. I've tried not to, but I did want to get on and do this fun fold card with you. I hope you've enjoyed it. And thanks, Kay, for being on here and watching. And I hope you'll make you a template and make this fun fold card. You'll love it. All right. Well, if you have any questions, be sure and leave it in the comments here or on YouTube. I immediately post this on YouTube, and you can comment there. I love it. I love to read your comments. Thank you for doing that. And go to my blog for complete instructions. Is that? There we go. Go there to get complete instructions. Thank you so much for watching today, and I hope you enjoyed this fun fold card. Have a blessed weekend. Bye-bye.